Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Vincent. Recently, there's an audience who came to me and said, Vincent, you always talk about computers and AI taking over the job of finance professionals, and it's kind of grim. What can I do? What can I focus on? Which area can I upskill? Now, to answer that question, I like to bring up the Moravic Paradox. Now, if you Google Wikipedia, Moravic Paradox talk about Hans Moravic and his group of AI researchers in 1988 found a very interesting phenomenon that computers and AI can do many things that are better than human, but also can do things that human cannot do. On the other hand, human can do certain things unconsciously and subconsciously, where the AI will take a long time to replicate or reverse engineer. And they call that the sensory motor skills. Give you an example. If there's a 1-year-old child, it's very likely that this 1-year-old child is able to recognize the parents, the father and mother. But he or she is also able to recognize the mood and emotions of the father and mother. If the father and mother are very happy, very cheerful on that day, or the father and mother they are very sad and they are anxious or very angry. A stranger try to carry the baby may cry. An angry person try to carry the baby may notice. But this baby has got no training whatsoever. No training. It's 1-year-old. It's got no information, no knowledge about each of these emotions. Able to do all these things subconsciously and unconsciously. How does that apply to finance professional accountants? Now, I always talk about accountants needing to be business partners, accountants needing to focus on growth, accountants needing to be focusing on strategy. And when we do those things, like going to a negotiation table, when I go, I always focus on the non-verbal communication, unconsciously, sometimes subconsciously. For example, I look at their facial expression. I look at how my opponent look at each other. I look at how the opponent focus on their boss. I even look at how the opponent talk to the cleaners. I look at the pitch, the tonality, the voice, volume, and all this gives me an idea of the mood, of the situation, so that I can make my move. And I do all this subconsciously. But for an AI to do that, it will be a lot of computing power, a lot of sensors, and it takes a long time. But why is that so? According to Moravic Paradox, it's a big topic by itself, but it's basically due to evolution, and we should focus on the human sensory motor skills. I also talk about business partner. So finance accountants, we need to be the business partner of the CEO and of the business leaders. That means be the friend of CEO and go out and fight war, create innovative ideas and win the market. How does a AI able to be the friend of CEO is something that I don't really understand. Maybe it can be many years later, but at this point in time, I think accountants are in the best position to be the business partner, not AI, because we have both the financial knowledge and numbers and data at the same time able to do the things that humans do best. And ladies and gentlemen, therefore, if we upskill and we focus on these sensory motor skills, I think will be a lot more relevant. And in practically, for example, communication skills, focus on how you negotiate, how you make friends with CEO, and how you interpret numbers. So focus on those core things, I think will be the great first step towards a more relevant finance professional.